everyone, and welcome to another episode of Starting 11, our English Premier League recap show. I'm Adelia, this is Snark, and you have a lot more knowledge on what happened this weekend than I do. I was out of town, and I wasn't quite able to catch up on everything before we started recording, but there's some interesting stuff that happened this weekend, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Oh, there's interesting things happening. God damn it! But we'll talk. We'll talk about that later. You had a good weekend.
I did. Nephew's first birthday party, always something special, so
Mm, I was out near Grand Beach here in Manitoba at my buddy's cabin overnight Saturdays. Got to see all the games. Uh, some interesting Saturday games.
mhm.
Uh, the Sunday games. hmm There was also Sunday
Sunday
games.
games were Sunday games.
hmm
Yeah.
But let's start with the game from today. Liverpool, title contending Liverpool, uh, winless on the year so far, only taking 2 points from Brentford and goddamn Palace today.
Fulham.
Uh, sorry,
Yeah.
Fulham and Palace. Uh, you know what? And they friggin' dominated. They dominated the first half. Uh, it- they must have the possession numbers must have been in the 75 to 80. Palace never had the ball. They never had it. But they would send 5, 6 guys back, 7 guys back in the box all the time. And Liverpool still getting chances. Salah had a couple of good chances in the first half. In the second half, really fell apart. But great chances in the first. And it was just about a counter. And one of the weirdest players, like Wilfred Zaha, scores on a nice clearance, and then he just runs it down and scores. It's a great goal, and everyone at Anfield's stunned, and I'm laughing at all of them with my whole heart. And here's a guy who he looks. There's games that he absolutely looks incredible, and there's games where you never ever notice he's on the pitch ever, or he'll do
Mhm.
stupid stuff. He'll just he gives up the ball so much. So yeah, good for him. Off to a good start for them, and then come the second half. What? Okay, so Darwin Nunez comes over this summer to Liverpool, and he's a kid. He's a huge guy, and in that Community Shield game, he was all over the place. And like he looks like he could be something special for them. But
Mhm.
this kid needs to calm down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So when I think it was the 57th minute, he gets grabbed. I think Anderson grabs him, and the ball's already gone. Like there was a chance near the box or whatever. Ball's gone. Anderson just kind of grabbed him and gave him an arm swing like this. He turns around and headbutts him in the mouth. Now,
Oh
did he
boy.
make? Yeah, it's is it Zinedine Zidane level headbutting somebody? No. Zidane also headbutted that guy's chest and didn't go for his face. Um, but he may have even missed him. And the guy did the ultimate, like he was Ric Flair, like dropping like a
Oh,
pratfall right on his
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
can only
stop
imagine.
and then like a cartoon, like he hit the wall, like the Roadrunner painted the train hole or whatever in the side of the mountain. He ran right into it and fell back. So that's what happens then. Yeah. Uh stupid. So
Yeah.
red card, deserved red card for violent conduct. A red card, Adelia, for violent conduct. This may come up again later.
It might,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah. Uh, but it wasn't long after that Luis Diaz scores a hell of a goal for 10 men now. Liverpool basically taking on 5 or 6 guys in close, coming down, using speed, coming back up, going along the boss line, and firing it in. And yeah, it looks like he was playing a video game. There's a guy with some top talent, and yeah, to go through 5 guys like that, uh, quite impressive. But still, that's it. that's it for Liverpool. Some good chances, but Crystal Palace actually, to their credit, in the dying moments of the game, has some good chances at goal and just miss. Um, that was a big story for a bunch of teams this weekend, which we may talk about later. We may
Yeah.
talk about missing their goddamn chances later. Anyways, good for Palace. Liverpool, 2 points out of 6. Not the best start.
It's not the best start, and it's surprising.
It's surprising, but you're a fan of Arsenal. You know about poor starts. So
Yep, I do.
not this year.
Not this year, but yeah.
Yeah, but they'll be. Will they be able to come back from this? Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are 4 points lost. That when it came down to the last game of the year, last year for them trying to win a title, if they would have dropped points like that, and what are you gonna do? So let's go back to Saturday. First thing I want to talk Saturday. Before we get into the Arsenal game, is just acknowledge that of all the shit talk that we went on Nottingham Forest last week, because they looked
horrible last week.
They looked like kids playing for orange slices. They had no idea what they were doing. But God bless them. They come in and pull off a 1-0 victory against West Ham, and it couldn't happen to a better bunch of guys. See, that's 23 years between Premier League victories for Nottingham Forest. The streak is over. The streak is over. Oh, well, good for them. So, yeah, again, they have more points than Liverpool does this year. So there's that.
They do.
Yeah. Let's talk Arsenal and Leicester, and I'll let you talk a little bit more about this. One thing I'm going to say is, wow, offensively, wow. Yeah, there's something.
It's an entirely different team. It's amazing what happens when the guy that's wearing the number 9 shirt can actually score goals. Mm-hmm. I loved Alexander Lacazette. He didn't score a goal from open play last year. In 2020, in 2022, he did not score a goal from open play until the very last game of the season. All his goals were penalties. That's not what you need when you're trying to win games. Gabriel Jesus looked incredible in this game. I feel bad for him that he didn't get his hat trick. He had some really good chances to get his hat trick.
But I was going to talk about that in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 goals and 2 assists. Very good performance from him. Great home debut. Fans love him already. You can tell that the team loves him too. Mikel Arteta said that he's elevated the team and he's making everybody's working harder this year, and I can see that. And we're off to a much better start than we were last year. 2 wins from 2 games instead of 3 games, no wins, no points, no goals, like it was last year. We reacted really well too when Saliba had the unfortunate own goal to make it 2-1, and then
I thought that was very classy. I thought that was very classy because Saliba's played well for Arsenal. It was things happen. I'm a Chelsea fan. Like the match I went to go see or whatever, Reece James to a more boneheaded play than that, but at least this was during the run of play or whatever, just off his head and in. But one thing I'll say, like all the praise on Gabby Jesus, which is absolutely deserving, and he looked top class. But I think Martinelli may have had a better game. Martinelli
was incredible.
He was, what a fuck player. God damn.
His goal was great. I really liked how quickly we rebounded after Leicester scored. After the Saliba own goal, I think it was like a minute 40. And then after the James Maddison goal, I think it was like a minute 51 before we restored our 2-goal advantage. Xhaka got a goal, and the fans seemed to love that, which doesn't really happen with Granit Xhaka, so I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But everybody is in such a joyous, boisterous mood at the Emirates during that game because everything was going right. Like, nothing really went wrong. There was the call for a penalty initially given against Aaron Ramsdale on James Vardy
Yeah.
that got overturned by VAR. So even that went our way. Like everything went
Oh,
our way in this game.
VAR went
So
your way. How nice.
yeah,
How
that doesn't
nice. It was
usually happen.
how nice to have VAR go your way.
Yeah,
And I
VAR
watched the play,
doesn't
and like,
usually happen.
yeah, when I was watching that, I was surprised. I was surprised that the penalty wasn't going to stand until I saw replay or whatever, and it did not look like much. And it's a different Premier League now where you're allowed some contact in the box. It's got to be pretty egregious or whatever, and they're going to look for embellishing and stuff like that. I didn't think it was embellishing, but yeah, you could tell that Renzo didn't clock this guy at all. It
Yeah,
barely may
he
have
barely
grazed him.
touched
So
him.
yeah. If VR didn't work out for you guys there, then there may have been a massive problem. There may have been a massive problem with VAR
Yeah,
this weekend. But we're
there
not
was
talking about that.
there VAR. I will say, like when I was watching the game and they said Mike Dean was the VAR official. I was like, oh god, they're gonna
Yeah.
give this because it's Mike Dean, and Mike Dean is a terrible referee when it comes to refereeing Arsenal games. Everybody hates him, and
hmm
for some reason he overturned it, and it's because Ramsdale barely touched him. But I was not expecting that when they said the VAR referee was Mike Dean.
Mike Dean, the VAR ref for another match this weekend.
Yes, he was. We'll get to that.
hmm
We'll get to
Okay,
that.
thinking happy thoughts. You know, being nice. So we're gonna go to one Manchester City, who won 4-0.
Mhm.
Manchester City has zero problems. Um, yeah, they're you know who's catching? It's gonna be tough. Anybody even
I
gonna
think
compete with these
Man
guys is gonna be
City's
tough.
biggest problem so far this season is that Phil Foden didn't realize Erling Haaland was open for a tap in at one point in that game.
Yeah.
Like that was what Pep Guardiola I saw in the little like discussion with the manager after highlights that I saw. That's what Pep Guardiola was talking about was how Phil Foden had to pass the ball because Haaland will be there, and the players they had before in that position might not have been, which I thought was an interesting comment.
There was a
But
player who was there before who might have missed the net. You had he even gotten that pass.
that's true.
hmm
But that seems to be Man City's biggest problem right now is not realizing Erling Haaland makes those runs in the box.
He is a. I still remember when Chelsea was chasing after him a couple years ago, and he like Borussia Dortmund didn't want to move him because his way too young. So then I don't blame him. But
Yeah.
uh, God, look at this, and he's huge, fast, huge. God damn it. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he's too big for his own good, and his knees fall apart, and I won't lose any sleep over that. And another Manchester team involved
Oh,
in a
this
4-0 defeat. You know what?
wow.
I don't want to sound like we're against Manchester United. I don't want to sound like we're going to be taking shots at Manchester United.
I think
Uh,
the best shot at Manchester United that I heard from a pundit this weekend
mhm,
on the highlights thing, and I forget who it was that said that Brentford looked like they were a Premier League team and Man United looked like they were a bunch of under nines.
yeah.
They were
Uh,
terrible in that
they were
game.
off. It was awful. I was going to say, uh, that they kept a clean sheet in the second half.
They
They
did.
they kept okay. De Gea. We were talking
David,
about him.
oh my god.
We were talking about him last week, and the first shot on net, like I guess he used his butter gloves. He brought his butter
He must have.
gloves.
He
And
must have.
forgot. It's like, oh, I just made a bunch of butter. I'm also playing goalkeeper today. Which glove should I use? Oh, I'll just pick one. Oh, he picked the butter ones because it went right through him. This was unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. And as soon as that first goal was in, you could see everybody on United's head was down. There was nobody saying, "Let's go get it back." There's nothing. There's nothing to this team.
Yeah.
Where's the passion for this team? They're still
Ronaldo looked like so perplexed that he was even involved in this. He was like, what the hell am I doing here?"
yeah. Uh, I don't
The
see.
second goal with passing to Christian Eriksen right outside the box with someone that tight to him from Brentford. I don't remember what Brentford player it was. Like, what are you doing? Like, what was he doing? I'm so confused as to what David De Gea thought at that moment. Of that's a good pass to make.
Yeah, it was awful, and I was trying to think. It's like, who had a worse game this weekend, him or Ward um, from Leicester? West, like, he's having to take over for a legend at the club, and things are
Yeah,
going in on him and stuff like that. But through the run of play, uh, you know, Arsenal deserved all those goals. What are you gonna do? Uh, but God damn, like, there was nothing. There was nothing worrisome about the attack that Brentford was given. There was nothing. There was nothing. It was just everything going by him. I don't know if they come back in the second half, and I don't know if they just decided, well, we don't have to have anymore. Let's make sure we don't get injured and stuff like that. Because
yeah,
there was nothing to the second half. So if you didn't see the second half, you missed jack shit.
yeah. I
All you
didn't see
needed
the
to see.
second half. I just saw the first half.
All you needed to see was the first half. That was the story of the game. 45 minutes tell the story of that entire game. 45 minutes has told that story of that entire season so far for
Yeah,
Manchester United. And I don't see how why would you keep Cristiano Ronaldo now? Why would you keep him?
yeah.
What's
Get some
he's
money for
offering
him.
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah,
he offers nothing in the attack. Uh, you have to work so hard to get him the ball because he's not as fast as he was. He's not eluding players. He's not finding space. He isn't, dribbling past people anymore. He's still got a hell of a goddamn shot. But
yeah,
he has to find a free spot to place it. But yeah, I just have zero idea why he's still with this club. I have still no idea where would he go? Yes, there's a certain London team that's in desperate need of strikers. I will say right now. No, Cristiano Ronaldo will not be that answer. Oh my God, if it is, holy shit. Um, but you figure maybe France. He would go to France.
go to
Would he go to
France,
like
go back to
Atletico?
Italy somewhere.
I don't see him going
I
back to
don't know
Italy.
if he'd
Not
go to.
long
I
after.
don't know if he'd go to Atletico, like, because like the problem is that everywhere that is a big enough club that can afford whatever Man United wants to get for him and whatever Cristiano wants to get paid
Hmm.
doesn't need him or doesn't have the money to get him.
Hmm.
That's why he's still in Manchester.
Yeah, I think the Glazers are also playing a thing where they wanted to go get him back and stuff like that. Like, if they could, I'm sure they coax Rooney out of retirement. Uh, have
Rooney's the
no
coach
idea.
of DC United right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Get
He
him
was the
back in there.
he was the player
He
coach
might
in
he
Derby.
might be doing better, Wayne Rooney, in that team than the guys that they have in there right now.
Hard
And
agree.
I like they I hate to say this, except I don't. They have to do something about Lisandro Martinez.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, he's too short to be a center back in the Premier League. He's too short.
Yep.
Like, the man is an inch shorter than me, and I'm not tall enough to be a center back in the Premier League. So definitely, like, he got subbed at halftime. I read Eric. I didn't see this game at all live, and then I got on ESPN's website, and this not even the soccer section of ESPN's website, the main section of ESPN website. One of the news article headlines was Ten Hag wanted to sub the whole team at halftime. I was like, oh, that went well.
Yep. They have to
Um,
pick
I,
five. They have to pick five.
yeah. I finally understand the new substitution rules. By the way, I was very
See?
confused the first week. You can sub at halftime, and you can sub 3 other times in the game, and you can sub a total of 5 players.
Yep.
That
That's
makes
it.
sense to me, but that's the rule.
It's the whole new age or whatever of managing how to manage your players and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
these players are a business to themselves, right? So
Yeah.
you have to do whatever you can, and people are starting to realize that now. And clubs are paying ungodly amounts of money for these players and stuff like that. So it's a huge
Mhm.
investment on them too. They need these players
Yeah.
to be at their peak when they need them to. If it means like not playing them for FA Cup draws and not playing them for the Carabao Cups and stuff like that, then so be it. They're
Yeah.
not going to do it.
And
Um,
it's all different this year too, with the World Cup coming up and players wanting to play but maybe not being good enough to be in the team, and it's all kinds of stuff going on this year with all of that.
yeah,
But
I was
I can tell
thinking
you
about.
one.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say about to your point about that with a guy like Fofana and Leicester, guy that's been targeted by Chelsea, and they want to pay an enormous sum, a world record sum for this guy as a kid. Because I'm only guessing because they're seeing progression in this kid's game. Because I watched him against you guys, and I was shocked at how poorly he played. He did not look good. He just yeah, but anyways, one of the big reasons that kids like this want to go to a big club like Chelsea is that for World Cup placings, like France isn't going to notice you at Leicester. That's just how it is. France will notice you at Chelsea, and I think I may have lost Adelia, which may or may not be a good thing because I'm going to start talking about uh, oh, yeah, that was okay. So Adelia and I both live in the middle of North America. Uh, what's happened now is there's a thunderstorm from basically where I am in Manitoba, straight down, I think, almost to Texas. So we're both getting hit by it. Uh, now, okay, I'll talk about what everybody came to talk about. We're going to talk about Chelsea FC, and now it's going to be like me shouting into the wind. Uh, a 2-all draw. Maybe the worst result of the entire week for me. Uh, an absolutely dominant, dominant performance by Chelsea. Uh, every everything that Tottenham had thought up, and the 4-0, 4 goals that they got in the first week, and they're going to come in here and stuff like that, and everyone's, oh, let's put all our money on Tottenham, Tottenham this, Tottenham that, Tottenham, blah 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 blah. We ran circles around Tottenham FC. Uh, what happened was there was a referee who came in. We were talking about refereeing a little earlier, who has a noted history of things happening against Chelsea. This isn't on me. There is a huge thread about it. You can go see it. Anthony Taylor is, yeah, and he's going to the World Cup. I have no idea, but anyways, let's just say there's some questionable calls happening now. One thing I will say about Chelsea is they have to work on set plays, at least the defense of them. We score our first goal off set play. Uh, the two new signings, Cucurella with the outward swing onto the boot of, oh my God, why am I blanking on his gosh darn name? Sorry, Kaludu Koulibaly, who absolutely hammers it into the net. So good goal. Um, now, again, Chelsea with all the pressure. Oh, here's Adelia. She gets it done way faster than me. I was explaining about the thunderstorms, and I've started talking about Chelsea, and the lead up here.
Okay.
I've already
We
talked a
have a
little bit.
thunderstorm going on here too, and I didn't even
Yeah,
realize.
I'm saying it's an entire line of thunderstorm, like from Winnipeg right down, I think almost to Texas right now. It's
Wow.
huge. Yeah. Probably a super villain. Now,
Yes.
yes. So I was mentioning about Anthony Taylor uh, and the string of questionable calls he has against Chelsea. And if you'd like, there's a thread about it that shows 21 of them, 21 of them in the last
21. Wow.
3 years.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Uh, so after the game, Tuchel gets in more trouble than he was already in. But that second, let's go to. I was just about to start talking about the second goal, where it's like 45 seconds to a minute before Havertz gets taken down, and they rule play on. I don't know how he could rule it play on, but from where he was, maybe he thought the ball hit him. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's 45 seconds. You know what? And they had the ball twice. Jorginho, wearing the captain's band on Sunday, is playing around with it in the box. Like he's trying to, not make. It's like, what are you doing? Just get rid of it. He wouldn't, and it ended up going out, and Tottenham gets the ball back. They get a free kick. Now, their guy runs in offside,
Hmm.
but doesn't make contact with the ball. So fine. Now, the rule is if you run offside, which is allowed on a free kick, you can't be in the line of sight of the goaltender. Now,
Yeah.
so that was ruled that he wasn't in a line of sight of the goaltender, even though the goaltender had to move so he could see the ball because he was in the way of the goalkeeper. But whatever. Here's the thing, Chelsea, you gotta be better on your goddamn teams. Like that. That was, it cost them. It cost them 2 points today because they were absolutely fucking dominant in every other way of this goddamn game. Then we go down. Now, one thing I'll say about Raheem Sterling, um, he, you're a striker. Finish your fucking chances. Him and Havertz, like, come on, guys. Jesus fucking Christ. What are we paying you for? Just go and put the ball in the net. Like it's almost like you're willing it to go wide sometimes. I have no idea. I have no idea how Havertz goes wide when he's on the post. I have no idea how Sterling has that chance go to the side as well. It's like, what are you doing? It's like you're putting too much into it. You're just play. Anyways, he redeems himself a little bit because he makes a hell of a pass to Reece James. So Reece James gets his first of the year. And it looks like Chelsea's going to win. They give 5 minutes of extra time for whatever reason, uh, which is fine. Then this is what happens. There's a corner, and Romero decides he's going to grab Cucurella by the back of the head and bring him down while the
Yeah.
ball's in the air directly in front of Anthony Taylor. Directly in front. Now, uh, people are going to say, well, what's Anthony Taylor supposed to do? He's supposed to be watching the ball. It's like, no, he's not. He's never supposed to watch the ball. He's supposed to watch the players. Like, that's what you have second assistants for, watching the ball. His job is to make sure that no fouls are occurring in that box, not to be a fan and watch the ball go up. So they go to video assistant refereeing. Now, we were talking about this gentleman earlier, Mike Dean. He decides as well that there's no violent conduct, which means that not only is there no foul, which should have been a red card. There's no foul because the goal didn't go in or something like that, or the ball didn't go in on the goal or whatever. So we don't get a free kick
Hmm.
either. It just means it's a replay. And then, of course, Gareth Bale, who goddamn makes his living off of these things, runs in and steals a point and steals 2 extra points from us.
Gareth Bale.
Oh well, Jesus Christ, Harry Kane. What am I thinking?
Because Gareth Bale does not play for Tottenham.
It's like, oh my god, yeah, Harry Kane. Uh, Yeah, and then he's talking afterwards too in the weed. Ugh, drives me nuts. Anyways, uh, I was so livid. I didn't move from my couch for an hour. I I like the game stopped casting from my phone, and I just sat there. I couldn't move. I was so angry, so angry. Uh, I've managed to be able to put it into words today, so I'm proud of myself. And I did not ever threaten to find where Anthony Stewart lives and start sending pictures of his house to his kids. I would have done that yesterday. I did not decide to burn Anthony Taylor in effigy and curse him to the depths of the deepest part of hell. I didn't do that. I would have done that yesterday. I would have gladly, had I had the chance, run him over with my fucking car, and I'd back up over Mike Dean afterwards. But I didn't. So, anyways, we get we got a draw from this. We deserved more. Now, we could say like I'm pissed. I'm pissed about it. Uh, Chelsea were far better, far better. They were the class of that match. Um, they showed me a lot, but we have to get strikers, and this is a club, that's some of the best to ever play or whatever at that position. Like, so we do have people. We want to see people at the Drogba bar and stuff like that. Like get up there. I have no idea where to find these guys, and they cost. They're like Bowley's not was proving he'll pay money. We just need to find the guys. So, and they got to want to come here and not Barcelona, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for that, uh, here's what happened this week for our little matchup and picking the winners. You have
I
any
think I did
idea?
terribly.
You think you did terribly? You got 6 points.
Did I?
You picked your draw. You picked Brighton and Newcastle to draw.
I did? Wow.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
you did. And I picked Southampton and Leeds to draw, which they did. So we
That was
each
quite the
got,
comeback from Southampton.
yes. Oh, yeah. Uh, and it looks good on Leeds. Like, who wants to see Leeds get points in these? God damn it.
Yeah.
Leeds, who I believe Chelsea gets to go in against without Thomas Tuchel. Red carded at the end. With the stuff between Tuchel and Conte all game was priceless, and I
Yeah.
can't wait for the rematch down at that shithole in Northern London. I think they don't play till January though. If, off the top of my head, I think it's January. So enough time for it to build. 6-6. We had a draw this week. We
Ooh.
both we both did pretty well. We all fell to pieces on Sunday and today. Yeah. We all went 0 for Sunday. We
Saturday
went
went pretty well though. Then
Saturday. We had a pretty good day. Like I missed the. I thought Brighton would beat Newcastle. You picked it right. And what else? You missed Southampton and Leeds. You thought Leeds would win. And we both thought that Wolverhampton would beat Fulham. And Fulham now has as many points as Liverpool. So
it's crazy.
Fulham now the same amount of points as Liverpool. Oh my God. All right.
Yeah.
So week 3 coming up. Week 3 starts with those dog shit eating motherfuckers in Tottenham versus Wolverhampton. What do you think? I wish I could give Wolverhampton like an 8-goal win, but I don't know if I can.
I want Wolves to win. I think Tottenham will win. They'll be without Antonio Conte because he also got red carded, but I still think Spurs have this, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's dog shit, but you're right. They should win and at home. Palace against Aston Villa. Villa, not they aren't terrible.
No,
Crystal Palace, yeah,
they're not terrible
yeah,
either.
yeah. I'm gonna.
Um,
It's at Crystal Palace. That
okay.
helps your decision. I'm gonna go with Palace. Um, I'm thinking it's about time that Gerard has one of his famous letdowns, and Villa drops some points here against Palace.
I'm gonna go with a draw, I think.
Ooh, nice. Okay, very good. Now, a huge matchup for one of my top five all-time favorite players, and Frankie Lampard's Everton is at home on the Merseyside against Nottingham Forest. Forest looked like they put up some fight this weekend,
Hmm.
and Everton unfortunately did not in that loss to Villa.
Yeah.
Uh, I have, I think, for me, I think this is a pick for a draw. What do you think?
Um, yeah, I agree on that. I think I would draw too.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's from the run of play. Like Everton and Forest have scored the same amount of goals this year. It's just that Everton's giving up goals. They
Has
have
Everton
a
actually scored a goal this year, or
Yeah,
this
they
is
won.
just the own goal?
Yeah, it was two. Well, yeah, well they were credited a goal. They were given a goal, but yeah, they lost 2-1 on Saturday. Uh,
Yeah.
Fulham, Brentford, Fulham versus Brentford.
I'm going Brentford.
Yeah, after what they just did, if they could put up that first half they did against Manchester United against a professional team, they might still be able to score a couple of goals out of it. And
Yeah.
well, and to say that Fulham is a professional football team, give me a fucking break. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Brentford as well, because fuck Fulham.
Yeah.
I think that's all the reason I need. Now, uh, it's Leicester Southampton.
Leicester.
After that, I don't know.
It's
Like
in Leicester, right?
it is, but yeah, I wouldn't trust Ward
I don't trust him,
back there, but
but I don't know about
Southampton can score
Southampton.
goals. They can score goals. Leicester can score goals.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Okay, you're got. Do I want to take a shot at? Oh boy, Leicester, who has not signed one single player this year.
No, they haven't, and that's very strange.
It is very strange. I'm gonna go Southampton. I talked myself into
Okay.
it. It's probably a bad decision. And the next match, you're probably gonna go with the home team.
Away team.
Oh, you're gonna go with the away team. Bournemouth versus Arsenal. I've
Yeah,
heard Arsenal
it's in
has been
it's in
pretty
Bournemouth,
good.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
has been.
I'm going Arsenal, of
Yeah,
course.
we should have them say by how many goals, but yeah, of course they're gonna win. Uh, I think we've said this a couple of times where it hasn't happened, but this time for sure, Arsenal wins, no problem. Now on Sunday, our Tuckless Chelsea Football Blues take on Leeds, those ranked pieces of shit. Um, Chelsea, I hope brings anger, and I hope brings fire, and I hope they take it out on these knuckle draggers. Uh, I think Chelsea's going to win. I think they're going to win big. I hope to see some improvement from free kicks. Well, not maybe as much offensively, but definitely defensively. There's work to do there.
Mhm.
But they had two guys starting on the back line that had only played one game in a Chelsea shirt. So what are you gonna? Well, and it was, and you know It was against a team that people thought would do pretty well this year, and I hope their bus crashes. But yes, I'll say Chelsea wins handily. Are you
I'll
saying
say
lead?
Chelsea. Chelsea.
Oh my God. Okay. West Ham against Brighton.
I'm going draw on this one.
Okay, I am going for a big win from Brighton. Brighton to slaughter the Hammers, I think. Well, that may not happen. But, yeah, they're just not showing anything, West Ham, this year. And it's
Yeah.
a delight. It is a delight to see. Uh, Newcastle, Man City. I'm sure this is going to be a tight, tight defensive game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Man City.
oh, well, you know what? I like your moxie. I think I'll pick them as well. And now, what used to be not 5, 6 years ago was a marquee matchup in the Premier League. To close out the week, once again, Liverpool, and this time they're on the road to Manchester frigging United.
Yeah.
How does Liverpool blow this one?
I don't know, but they probably will find a way to, with the way the season's been going for Liverpool so far.
Oh boy.
Um, I just don't trust Man United though. I just don't. And it's as long as they're putting in performances like the one they put in against Brentford, then I can't even pick them for a draw. So I'm going Liverpool to win their first game of the season.
Yeah. Who can trust them? Oh my God. Yeah. Liverpool at their worst should have no problem beating Manchester United. And after having said that, this is going to be watch
Yeah,
a tight game. Oh my God. Could you imagine? I can't. All right. Yeah. Liverpool's going to win. No problem.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. And I think is Ten Hag's job in jeopardy already if they drop this one, or is this all
I
on?
don't know. They said he's the first Man United manager to lose his first two games in charge since like 1925 or
It'll be
something,
three. It'll
and
be
it'll
three.
be three. I will be shocked if
Unbelievable.
it's not three. I will be like if Man United even shows that they remotely have something close to a backbone in this game. I'll be surprised.
I doubt it. I
Yeah,
don't see it. I wonder if they're even gonna fucking practice. Like there's so much work to do. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do anything. I think they're gonna get confused and start running around in circles and blaming each other. I
yeah,
love this. As
I do too.
angry as I am about Chelsea, I love what's happening to Man U right now. I love it. I love
That
that
first,
Liverpool isn't
I might have
winning.
enjoyed that first half that I watched of Brentford Man United more than the Arsenal game, and that's saying something.
Yeah, this is a real friggin' mess, and it's a mess. It's a mess for the Premier League because they depend on those Manchester Bucks so much. Uh, it's a it's a disgrace to their fans. You singing songs about getting rid of the Glazers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Uh, Unbelievable.
I,
And good for them. Good for them. Get rid of them. Who cares?
yeah. Manchester
Just
United,
don't
two
get a
games
Russian.
played, 0 wins, 0 points, 1 goal for, 6 goals against.
Brutal.
It's brutal. 20th place, relegation zone with Everton and West Ham who
Could
have no points.
you imagine? Could you imagine?
Yeah,
It
that would
This
be.
would be the most famous season in Premier League history, and it wouldn't even be about who won. It'd be about who
Ooh,
lost.
lost. Yeah.
I remember when
I
Chelsea fell to like 10th or 11th that year, and thinking this is as bad as it can get. It,
yeah.
well, it was for Chelsea, but it'll get way worse for other teams. And I can't. Yeah, I am relishing this. I really and truly am. And all these bandwagon jumping Manchester United fans and stuff like that. It doesn't really bother them because it was never really their club. They just like the
Yeah.
colors or something. You could
Yeah.
watch it. on NBC or whatever it is down there. God damn it, whatever. Who cares? Still
Yeah.
think that bunch of jerks play there. Anyways, okay, so we have made it, and we haven't even been canceled by a thunderstorm. But I think it's time to end the show for this week. Where can they find you at, Adelia?
Twitter, at Adelia Chambo. The Let's Get Ready Network Twitter is at Let's Get Ready Net. If you are listening to this podcast, you can watch the video version if you're one of the Let's Get Ready Network patrons. That's patreon.com/LGR Network. 4 tiers to choose from, bunch of perks. $1 a month gets you into our Discord, which is a lot of fun. You can hang out and voice chat with me and Snark and a bunch of the LGR crew and others. We talk about anything and everything in that voice chat, so it's a lot of fun. And then $5 tier gets you the video versions of our audio exclusive podcast. That's this show. That's the Rally, which is about tennis tours. We'll be coming back with episodes of that real soon for the U.S. Open coming up here in a few weeks.
Mhm.
And Playoff Beards, our NHL recap show, will be coming back when the NHL season kicks back up. So,
Who likes hockey?
yeah, I know.
Oh
People
my
who like
God.
hockey are weird.
How dare you?
How dare.
Anyways,
Where can they find you, Snark?
you can find me. Well, if you really want, you could find me on Twitter at Snark Yeti. But there's no real point because all I ever do is like things that like Adelia puts down and stuff like that, or the Let's Get Ready Network. I have another show here on LGR on Patreon only called Snark After. It's the After Snark show or whatever. It used to be about the Schmodown. Well, actually, it was supposed to be about the Schmodown after shows
When has it ever
here on
been
the
about the
here
Schmodown?
on the channel. I don't think we've talked about it very much. We've talked about it a little bit and stuff like that, but it's usually something quite different. We try and get guests on. If not, it's just me and some friggin' Brazilian guy shooting the shit. And for a show that was supposed to be about 30 minutes, and most time goes way longer, to the point of my bladder wanting to explode most weeks. But we didn't do it this week, but we should be back next week. Anyways, that's it for me for plugs.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this podcast. If you can, please rate and review this episode, and we will talk to you next week.